going on, everybody, man? It's your boy, Hard Conversation, back with your boy.
I.K.H.C in the building.
And we back, man, with another video this Wednesday, guys. First off, we just want to say thank you for the support on the first video, guys. Also, please follow our social medias right down here. You can always put it down at the bottom of the video. Follow those links down there, guys, to Instagram, on Twitter, guys. Follow us there, too, man. Share our videos, too, whenever you guys see them. So,
yeah, man, encourage everybody to subscribe, and man, we appreciate everybody for watching. And we'll always keep you guys updated on the lives on Instagram.
Yeah, that's another thing we've been doing, too. We've had, what, 2 videos? The last video we put on here.
We just gonna give you guys, just to see our faces, hear our voices every day, and when we just having random discussions, which it happens every day.
Almost every day. Yeah, almost every day we have a discussion. Whether I just get home from work or he get home from work, whatever the case may be. But anyway, guys, we got another video today. We kind of told you guys what we were going to do for this week, essentially. So today we're going to be talking about Eastern Conference standings, man. The playoffs are upon us now. Disclaimer, the games are being played right now. So shit still may change before this video is even over.
Yeah, seeding could switch.
Seeding can switch.
That's why we're going to handle the West on Sunday.
On Sunday.
Shit. Yeah. We might have to get that one to y'all fast.
A little faster than that.
I think the
so we may maybe
playoffs
are damn near start Sunday. Yeah, we may have to put that one up either tomorrow or the day after. Yeah. So we'll get that one out sooner. Me and him will figure it out. But like I said, disclaimer: some of these teams are still playing, so she can move around a little bit. This is at the time we hit record. Yeah. All right, so don't be in the comment section flaming us about that's not the right seating because
it switches.
It switches.
Okay? And we'll if it switches dramatically. We'll probably say something on the next
one.
Right now, this is just our analysis.
This is just our analysis.
The matchups.
The matchup. So
I'm going to go first round.
You want to go first? Well, yeah, we'll go back and forth like we always do, guys. So once again, like and subscribe, man. Eastern Conference playoff predictions, man. So, shit, we're going to start with you. We're going to start with you, man. What you got?
First round, we got, as it currently stands, Toronto versus Washington Wizards. Now, Toronto's been an all-time high, man. They are normally good if they're not playing the Cavaliers. So, we guys praising the Cavaliers mid, but yeah. So as long as they're not playing the Cavs, they're pretty much solid.
They're pretty solid, yeah.
So I think they're gonna smack it. I think they're gonna smack up on Washington, either 4-0, or my actual prediction is probably in 5 games. The reason why is there's so much dysfunction in the Washington Wizards locker room. They're I know you guys seen the game against Cleveland when John Wall threw the turnover and this whole team just basically looked at him like nobody's ever turned the fucking ball over before. Like they've turned, guys make mistakes, but you can see that. And then when he was out, and they were all commenting on how when we all passed the ball,
things like that without him.
So I just think that overall is gonna get them beat in about 4 games, but most likely I think it'll be like 5-game series. But yeah.
So you got Toronto on 5?
Toronto on 5.
So I'm a big John Wall fan. Always been a big John Wall fan. I mean, he's had a really, really down season, mainly just due to the fact that he's been injured. I was just Ice Knees. I'm on record. You can ask him. I'm on record saying that I thought this year John Wall would be an MVP candidate this year. But now, obviously, since that didn't happen and he's been injured, I'm still going with Toronto. I'm going to give the Washington Wizards 2 games. I'm going Toronto on 6 only because I think they could maybe win one on the road. I think John Wall can do just enough. He's been playing pretty solid since he got back. I think he can do just enough to maybe grab one in Toronto. I don't trust Kyle Lowry in the playoffs. I don't. Because he always disappears. That's just me. DeMar's been playing unconscious all year.
Y'all started.
It's all right. It's all right, guys. Don't worry. That's Hard Conversation's wife. Don't worry about it, guys. But so so I got Toronto in 6. Like I said, I think they'll be able to steal maybe one on the road. I don't trust Kyle Lowry. I think they may be able to snatch one at home too. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 5 games, like Ice needs to say, but I'll give him 2 just because I think him and Bradley Beal, even with the dysfunction, they're good enough to play together for a little while and maybe grab 2. So on to the next one.
We got technically by seeding it would be
right now at this time of the recording.
Cleveland and Indiana would be the next up matchup. Now I don't really I'm not really a big player into the hype of Cleveland can flip the switch, But they are playing Indiana, who has pretty much 0 to
Victor
none.
Oladipo, and that's about it.
0 to none like playoff experience
Yeah.
without Paul George and those guys
Yeah.
over there last year. So they're like supporting cast, and then Victor Oladipo. It'd be interesting to see how he perform.
Mm-hmm.
But I got Cleveland probably a sweep again. I'm hoping Indiana wins.
At least
But,
one.
you know what I'm saying?
Hopefully.
I hope they win 4 games. But I got Cleveland winning in 4. I really just don't see how they'll beat Cleveland. Like, I mean, the matchup problem. LeBron's a matchup.
It's really
problem.
just LeBron.
Pretty much
really
matchup problem.
They don't have an
But
answer
Victor
for him.
Oladipo has been killing them all year. You know what I'm saying? But I got Cleveland.
Yeah.
Best case scenario, most like 4-0. Worst case scenario, I see them winning in 6.
Yeah, that's best case for Indiana. So
Best case for Indiana.
I'm of the same mind. I got Cavs. I actually gave Indiana 1 game just because out of courtesy, just because I'm hoping that they can at least make it a little bit of a series. I just think the playoff LeBron is going to be too much. I think that he's gonna and there's too much experience. Even though the Cavs they swapped out a lot of guys who were veterans, but they still got Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson, J.R. Smith. Those guys been there, done that. And LeBron, obviously, when he gets in, playoff mode, it's a little different than when they lost in the regular season. I mean, it wasn't as important. So I don't think he's gonna let games like that slip unless Victor just goes the fuck off, which can happen. And maybe they'll still win.
I'm on record saying, and he'll quote me. You know what's coming?
What?
LeBron and the Cavalier. George Hill is trash.
Anyway, stay off my guy George Hill, man. We all know that. Anyway, moving on, nigga. So I got Cleveland in 5. Best case scenario. Worst case scenario, Cleveland in 4. I mean, best case scenario, Cleveland in 4. Worst
George
case
Hill
scenario,
is
Cleveland in 5.
trash.
So moving on, this nigga over here. Anyway, moving on to the next matchup, man. We got
Philadelphia and Milwaukee.
This is interesting.
This is
Interesting. Very interesting.
Like, I believe that Philadelphia is most likely going to smack up on Milwaukee. But
Yeah,
it'll be interesting because,
tough.
I mean, in the playoff, the Milwaukee Bucks got Giannis. But I can actually see that series going about 6 games in favor of Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
But if Joel Embiid's able to come back, like
Is he?
5
Because
games,
that's another thing,
because
guys.
he doesn't have a injury to the point where his body's actually affected. It's a facial injury. So I did see him shooting around with the mask. So if he's there around at least 4 to 5 games in, I got Sixers winning in 6 games.
Yeah. So you got Sixers and 6. So,
Sixers and 6.
and I'm of the same mind. I mean, it really did. I think even without Joel, they'd still have a good chance of winning, just because they've really been. It's not even really just Ben Simmons. He's the main guy, but a lot of those role players you talking about, JJ Redick's played outstanding. They gave Covington a big contract. He's been playing great. Holmes is a good guy. Great shot blocker. Even Fultz, to a little bit, he'll come in and
that's
he's been putting the ball. Yeah, interesting too. So I think I wanted my heart. I'm a big Giannis fan. He knows that. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a huge Giannis fan. On paper, the Bucks actually probably have a better lineup. On paper, you talk about Bledsoe, Giannis, Middleton, Jabari, and Thon. That's a really good lineup on paper. But I don't know what happens in the playoffs, and it happened to them last year. Giannis always performs individually well. It just is not translated to the entire team performing well all at once. It happens in spurts, but for whatever reason, they can't seem to put it all together. And for whatever reason, they're not that great defensively when I think they should be there. Outside of Bledsoe, that's a big lineup. Like those are.
I mean, it's pretty much. I think Ben Simmons is going to be like the LeBron effect. The only thing is, they kind of force him to shoot, which is kind of crazy because he kind of overcomes that adversity. He still gets in the paint. He averages dang near triple double without attempting 1 3 this year. Averages damn near triple double. The man is cold, man. I like Ben Simmons. I still got.
I got faith in Giannis. I think he can cancel out Ben to a point because Giannis can.
Yeah, but I mean, he can't play like that. And I think with the supporting cast, it's just like LeBron. If he get them guys going and they shoot lights out the ball, Milwaukee got a couple.
They got a shot. I think that this is probably the hardest series to pick for me, only because I feel like Milwaukee can beat the Sixers. If you put the two teams in the matchup and say, okay, put both teams playing at their absolutely best, it'll still be very close. And obviously, like you said, Joel, depending on how he feels when he comes back, how he plays, that's going to be a big. If Joel plays, that's kind of a tough. So I went ahead. I'm going with 76ers in 6. That's what I have. I'd like to see maybe a 7-game series, and it could be a 7-game series. If Giannis just goes bananas, which he can, it may end up being something like a 7-game series because I think he's just that damn good. So, but just my heart of hearts, I'm going 76ers in 6.
And then we got Boston and Miami as it currently stands right now. We got Boston versus Miami.
Hold on, guys.
Yes,
Don't even worry about it.
Yes.
Come here, baby. Got the baby coming in.
We have Ice Baby.
Yeah, Ice Baby.
Yes, we have Ice Baby here. Now, Boston versus Miami. Boston and Miami is an interesting series because Miami has savvy veterans. They're not the greatest of teams, but Kyrie less Boston.
It's kind of tough. It's kind of tough.
It's definitely crazy, man.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I got Boston in 7. I feel like that lineup is really good defensively. They move the ball. They like the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah.
So I got Boston in 7 games.
Okay. You got Boston in 7. I got Boston in 6. Now, I think Miami can steal a couple games, and this is really just Kyrie not being there. I think if Kyrie was there, I'd probably have Boston in 5, honestly.
Yeah.
But just the fact that Miami is a tough team, they do give a lot of teams fits because, they got Whiteside, you got Dragic, who's a really tough point guard on both sides of the ball. Then you got James Johnson, who's streaky. You got a couple other players, Richardson down there. Is Udonis still down there? Has some? I think Udonis still is down there. But they got a decent lineup. They got a decent lineup, and they play a lot of teams really tough, and they're really good defensively too. So that always gives you a chance. And without Kyrie, you got to figure out where is that going to come from. Kyrie is the primary ball handler. He's a primary scorer. He sets everything. He makes everything easier. And then when the play breaks down, he can always just get buckets on his own. So without that, you got to rely on guys like Terry Rozier and Jaylen Brown. Terry Rozier, but he's not Kyrie, but he is reliable. And you got to get production from elsewhere. And if they don't get that, which they have, they're young. Jalen, Jason, they're real streaky. So sorry about that, guys. But they're real streaky. So I still got Boston in 6 only because I think Brad Stevens, honestly, for me, is the difference. I think he's going to get those guys prepared and do just enough throughout the playoffs to make it work, make it happen. I think he's going to get just enough production out of everybody to win that game. So that's our Eastern Conference playoff predictions for now. Like I said, by the time we stop this video, that shit may have just changed. It may change. So you never know. Once again, guys, we got baby Ice Knees over here hanging out with us today.
Baby.
Yeah, and then we got my boy Ice Knees, man. Once again, follow us, like, subscribe to the channel, guys. We'll be doing this as often. Yeah, right down. We're terrible at this, by the way. Right down there. Right down there. So hit us on Instagram. My boy Ice Knees on Twitter. He does the Instagram thing. I do the Twitter thing. So hit us up, follow us, like, and subscribe, guys. More videos on the way. By the way, guys, the next few videos we do after the playoff predictions, we're going to get into some juicy shit. Some stuff we've been meaning to talk about for a while. We've been holding off only because we want to get the playoff stuff out the way and the all NBA stuff out the way. It's going to turn the fuck up.
We might get y'all a round by round.
Oh, yeah.
Round by round.
Oh, yeah. We're going to look like Deontay and Stavern.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
It's
so
crazy.
You guys tune in. We got a whole lot to say. And I'll hold off. I'll hold off because I have some things here. We got some.
Watch the Rashad McCants interview when he explains who he thinks the GOAT is on the herd. Type in Rashad McCants on the herd. Watch that, man. A lot of y'all gonna be at home mad, and the guys who really rock with my boy, that's my second favorite player, Rashad McCants. Don't even you'll see why. Just watch the interview. Rashad McCants.
He hates Kardashians. That's why he's a Rashad McCants fan. I'm just playing. But anyway. So yeah, guys, that is it for today's video, man. Once again, like, subscribe, guys. Share the video, please. It helps us out quite a bit. If you guys like anything we said, comment down below. We always try and respond to the comments, guys. So let's get this thing popping off, man. It's your boy Hard Conversation.
I'm Ice Knees.
And we out of here, man. See y'all in the next couple days.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M's in my bank account. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M's in my bank account.